Olivia Chow took Saunders to town? What? What do you mean? Was there a conflict? There was a tweet about naloxone that Olivia Chow challenged. All right, let's take a look. It's a wonderful day in the homiehood, a wonderful day for a homie. Won't you be my homie to Taro? We can get things started just by looking at Olivia Chow dunking on Mark Saunders. So they are probably, in my estimation, the two front runners of this race. Olivia Chow representing the left, and you could say progressives, and Mark Saunders representing Doug Ford, aka the conservative establishment. So Mark Saunders, he released this 13-minute video. It says here, this is a naloxone kit. Instead of baseball gloves and basketballs, this is what families in certain areas keep at their front door. Enough is enough. Will you join me to protect Toronto's future? So this is insane. I will say that this is like probably, even for Mark Saunders, not a good strategy, because there's a certain lack of humanity here and there's no obvious contradiction, right? Like, so even for the average person, it's like you can keep a naloxone kit and a baseball glove at your front door. There's no reason you can't keep both. And one of those things saves lives. So like, why not do both? Because you might save somebody's life. So you can see he's gonna get ratioed on this, like 88 quotes versus 78 likes. Like, there's not even tons of people liking this, 53.4K.
This is a naloxone kit. Instead of baseball gloves or basketballs, this is what families in certain areas keep at their front door, just in case someone accidentally gets spiked by a needle. This is not our Toronto. We can do better.
Just in case somebody gets spiked by a needle?
Accidentally get spiked by a needle.
That's not why you keep a naloxone kit. Yeah, no, yeah. How many stories do you hear like, oh, I was walking and, I got spiked by a needle again. It's like, and then I OD'd and then I needed a naloxone kit. And then it's like, what? Don't you work in law enforcement? Shouldn't you at least know how these things work? So, okay, so that was dumb. And then Olivia Chow came in and said, let's reject the fear he wants us to feel. We have an opioid crisis in our city and naloxone saves lives. Get a free kit and training on how to use it at your local pharmacy. So really simple message. And you can see this has already much more likes. It's only been seen by 8,500 people and has 250 likes. I got to be the 250th. Yay. And this tweet by Mark Saunders has over 50,000 views and only 78 likes. And let's not pretend that these things don't matter. I think this matters, and personally, I love to see it. It makes me want to quote tweet this motherfucker right now because I just want to contribute to these ratios. But I'm streaming, so maybe I'll just retweet Olivia Chow. So yeah, this is kind of like, you love to see it. You love to see Olivia Chow, the progressive candidate, probably the front runner in the race in terms of the progressive candidates, do this to Mark Saunders. You love to see these victories, and these are, unfortunately, in this day and age, the things that count. So for today's stream, I really wanted to kind of just go through the election platforms, or not even the platforms, because actually I think at this point, the platforms are not really obvious. They're not even like cohesive. They're not costed. They're not, and in many ways, I think they also don't matter that much. And we will hopefully learn more about it in the days to come. This is the point where I should say also that I'm going to do a special election stream for the Toronto mayoral race, which is on June 26th, which is a Monday evening. So if you're interested in that, of course, you can watch here on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact of it being recorded live, follow us on Twitch. You don't need a account to watch, but you do need one to like chat and interact. But you know, however you want to engage, we always appreciate that. So this is Olivia Chow's website, and we're gonna go through the other candidates' websites, including Josh Matlow, Chloe Brown, who else? Bradford, Mark Saunders, Mitzie Hunter, and we're even gonna go through Chris Sky, who we're saving for last because theoretically that will be the funniest one. I'm definitely missing people because there's like 100 people running for the Toronto mayoral race, but I thought, you know, these are probably the people it's going to come down to. We still got like 2 months before any of this matters, and these are just like first impressions. So Olivia Chow, this is probably the person who's most likely to consolidate the progressive vote. She is the partner of Jack Layton, the former NDP leader. Many credit Jack Layton for liberalizing the NDP party. And that is why I think it's important to call people like Olivia Chow a progressive, probably a tried and true progressive, you know, which is kind of like saying a left-leaning liberal in terms of their political identity. I don't know if they would outright identify as a socialist or anything like that. Olivia Chow has run to be mayor before, losing to Doug Ford and John Tory. John Tory beat Doug Ford, and Olivia Chow came in third. She was also a city councilor for a long time, so I think she definitely has the experience. And I think the way things are feeling in Ontario is that we are ready for change. And we have the opportunity. John Tory really showed what a ghoul he was in the last moments of his mayoral campaign, even though he won in a landslide. And we also have Doug Ford conservatives basically exerting too much control over Ontario. So I think there's going to be a counterweight to that, and it's going to be a progressive candidate. In my opinion, if I could call it right now, my prediction, you heard it here first, is that Olivia Chow will be the next mayor of Toronto. Now it's still early days, so this prediction is pretty much irrelevant. But I gotta say, I like the branding. It kind of reminds me of AOC's branding. You know, I like the font. I like that it's slanted. It's, I guess you could say, left leaning. I like the colors. So you know, whatever. I like whatever's going on here. I don't see anything on the website that says what her platform is. So I don't really like that. It has her socials, sign up for updates, make donations. So pretty standard, you know, get a sign, pledge to vote, make a donation. Meet Olivia, I suppose. Maybe there's more about her platform here. Olivia has been in your corner for decades. Oh, this is actually like a really cute photo. Just wait until the Ford money pours into campaigns. That you could be onto something there, CC. As an advocate, school board trustee, Toronto City Councillor, member of the city's budget committee, and local member of parliament, she has taken on some of our city's biggest challenges and delivered solutions that make people's lives better, even when people said it couldn't be done. And, you know, a lot of people will be talking now about like, well, Olivia Chow doesn't have a platform, let alone a costed platform. But I mean, I think a lot of what we want out of our politicians is simply the political will to get done what we need to get done. So damn, these photos are looking pretty iconic here. Here she is with Jack Layton. They married on my born year, 1988. Forged one of Canada's most remarkable political partnerships. That's probably true. I'm not sure who these people are. Are these probably aren't her children, right? So you know, she's an Asian lady, and you know, in terms of branding and the way Toronto looks, I kind of do like a woman of color being the mayor of the city. I think we've had a bad track record of old white dudes. So we can listen to her speak as well. She made a little Twitter video that's 53 seconds. There's also a long version that's 23 minutes, which maybe we'll watch at a later date.
In Toronto, we have a choice. We can give in to pessimism, stand by and do nothing. Or we can get unstuck. We can listen to the mothers, Somali mothers, that have a saying that when we come together, we can mend a crack in the sky. Yes, we can mend cracks in our city. I've made a choice. I choose to run as mayor of Toronto. I love this city. Choose me, and together we will build a city that is more caring, safer, more affordable, where everyone belongs.
Okay. So pretty simple message. I suppose, the question is like, how are we going to do that? But again, I think what you need is the political will for someone who is at least curious on how to achieve those things, right? Put them in the driver's seat and maybe we'll see something positive come out of it. What I really love about this statement is like quoting the Somali mothers. I think that's great. Just like maybe highlighting that, they are a woman of color who's willing to work with other women of color and they're going to champion women through an intersectional lens. I really love the metaphor as well. Mend the cracks in our city, and together we will build a city that is more caring, safer, more affordable. So the feeling I get when I watch this video is just like hope. And I think that's a great message to run on. I think that is going to be something that is successful. In the recent days as well, Gil Penalosa, who came in second place in the last Toronto mayoral race, dropped out. I'm not even sure if he officially announced, but either way, he threw his support behind Olivia Chow. So interesting development there, because obviously the second place runner-up, even though it was kind of a landslide for John Tory, Gil Penalosa was also obviously the second place candidate, and to see his weight thrown behind Olivia Chow, that's really strong. Again, there's a longer announcement there that I'll probably watch in my spare time. So then we have Josh Matlow, who is currently a city councillor in Toronto. He's obviously going here for the dad branding. You'll note, I find that this is the obvious like white dude branding. Like their intersectional identity is that they're a dad. They're a dad and they're not a piece of shit husband. Those are like very important things to the white male candidates. I find we always see this branding. I think personally it's not something who speaks to me, even though, I have the capacity to be a dad. I find that we always kind of lean on these archetypes in politics, but I don't really care if they're a family person or not. In many ways, I think it's better to not be a family person if you're going to be involved in politics, because it's like Spider-Man not being able to have a girlfriend because, they can always be collateral damage in those moments. Yeah, John Tory was also a family man. So like, there you go. And I got to say though, I do like this logo. The Josh Matt Low, and then it has like TO highlighted. I think that's actually pretty smart branding. Now, a lot of people say that Josh Matlow is a progressive, but I don't know why. I don't know what makes Josh Matlow a progressive other than people that's what they say. Let's see. I'm running to be your next mayor. Toronto is a diverse and vibrant city filled with inspirational people who I have been honored to work with. I believe in the premise Toronto holds for so many. Sorry, promise. I'm not even reading this very well. You know what? Let's just hear it from Josh Matlow's own voice.
I'm Josh Matlow, and I'm running to be your mayor. We've seen a decline in the services we rely on every single day. Our roads are crumbling, and the TTC doesn't feel safe anymore.
I guess I don't know. I guess I don't really like this narrative that the TTC doesn't feel safe anymore. I feel like this is like a fear-mongering message that is not backed up by data, but okay.
Our city has become unaffordable, and there are far too many people on our streets who need a home. It's time we have an honest conversation about
Right. Yes, exactly, CC. That to me indicates more police. And that is certainly who he is like virtue signaling towards in that case is people who like, oh, I'm not safe, we need more police, which we know, as much as we want to believe in science here, nobody believes in the science that police don't make our streets safer.
what we must do together to make Toronto the remarkable and livable.
I think he did mention the housing crisis. He did say there are too many people on our streets who need a home. I mean, I guess that does acknowledge it.
About what we must do together to make Toronto the remarkable and livable city we know it can be.
I had lost hope. Josh helped me save my business.
When my family needed him the most, Josh was there to help us.
He understands community. He really does. He gets it.
You work hard, and you deserve a city that works for you.
I guess I don't know. I feel like the choices here are very, like what if myself, a white man, had a person of color from like every ethnicity saying they support me, like
A city that's safe. A city you can afford. A better Toronto is possible. And as mayor, I'll work with you to build a city that works.
All right. I gotta say, I feel like I'm supposed to feel hopeful watching this because of the music and the messaging, but it doesn't inspire me in the same way that this really direct kind of message coming from Olivia Chow did. So, in Josh Matlow's defense, those were two very different videos, but these are kind of the first impressions you get when you visit their social media, like this is the pinned tweet on Josh Matlow's, and this is this the pin? Oh, well, no, Olivia Chow doesn't have a pinned tweet, but top of her feed right now is this Mark Saunders thing, which is, in my opinion, way better. She should pin this tweet for at least a couple days. So yeah, I feel like this is supposed to evoke emotion, but for me it doesn't. It just feels like a very hollow political ad.
That means I can lie here and relax while my strength comes back to me.
Yo, Lightly Salted, what's up? Thank you so much for subscribing for 4 months. It has been a while, and you know what? We really miss you. Sometimes I think I'm like, where's Lightly Salted? Because I do miss your presence on here. So thank you for coming back. And you've subscribed for 4 months in a row. So like, thanks for continuing to subscribe. I really appreciate that. So yeah, Josh Matlow, I guess if it came down to it, I would prefer him over probably some of the other people in the race. But I just also think that he's already on city council. So he's already an elected official. If he wants to continue doing his job, I think that's great. But then why not use his support as a city councilor to support one of the other progressive candidates, Lightly Salted says, work has gotten a lot busier in the morning, so it's been hard to tune in, but now you're streaming during your lunch break. Amazing. Yes, it is a bit of a different vibe here in the afternoon. So Josh Matlow, I might rank him now as, I don't know, my third choice, because my second choice might be Chloe Brown, who ran in the last election. She seemed to be the progressive vote during that time, but maybe because of a lack of name recognition, there might not have been enough support for her. So I gotta say, this branding here, maybe I can give you a better view of it as well. This branding off the top, this is probably my number one of the 3 websites we've seen right now. Like here's Josh Matlow's landing, and here is Olivia Chow's landing. I like this. it might feel a bit corporate, whereas Olivia Chow's feels a bit more like an activist organization. But I gotta say, this is it's a great picture, and let's see, very readable font, and we can sometimes appreciate that. Chloe Brown is a policy analyst running for Toronto mayor. She believes that good policy is informed by the people who work on the front lines of the city. I'm not sure, I guess, why Toronto Star is on here twice. Are these just links to different articles? Okay. Yeah, they're just links. And what I gotta say I also like about this is this very simple 3C policy thing here: community, connectivity, commerce. Chloe's policies focus on poverty reduction, public service standards, and government efficiency through civic engagement, and like, let's face it, like, we could open these tabs and we could learn more, but for the average person, they're gonna like hit this landing page and scroll through it and just like get the vibes, and that'll be it. So basically that's what we're doing here today. I gotta say, look at these. This picture is like super fabulous looking as well. So I really like these pictures. They're very vibrant. They make me want to see a more vibrant Toronto. You're hoping someone drops out before the end. None of them are going to win if the progressive vote gets split so many ways. Yeah, I guess, there's still lots of time. Personally, I think if they're going to drop out, it should be like a week before the election. I don't think there's any point dropping out now. And personally, I prefer to see multiple progressive voices battling it out instead of just like having a progressive champion and a conservative champion. Well, really, we don't know who the champions are yet, right? Because there hasn't been a battle of ideas yet. So I don't know. In a way, I hope that they all stay in the race as well. Like, I'm kind of the opinion that we should have multiple people. If they consolidate on the right, then we kind of have no choice to consolidate on the left. Yeah, competition will push them to work harder. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm hoping for as well. And in some ways, you can do a lot as a candidate, even if you are not suited to win. Like for example, if like Josh Matlow were to drop out and throw their weight behind Olivia Chow, I think in that case, Olivia Chow would be a pretty obvious victor in this race. And I think it would be in the best interest for someone like Chloe Brown to potentially pull Olivia Chow's platform like towards the left and hold them accountable by staying in the race. So I don't think it's good if like in a field of 20, if like, if 18 people drop out of the race and just support the two candidates or whatever, I think it is good, and it does serve a function for people to be engaged in the process, even if they're not likely to win. So, and that's kind of the vibe that I get from Chloe Brown's Twitter, is her saying like things like she's the underdog and she's being underestimated and people are sleeping on her. But also, and to be honest, I guess, even though I like her website maybe the best, there's nothing obvious here that links me to a video of her speaking. And that kind of is important. Same as when I go to her Twitter, the top thing here should be, a pinned tweet. I would like it to just see a video of her. Because that is first impression. So I had to dig a little bit, but I did find this video. It's 2 minutes, 30 seconds, but we can watch it.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here because, as you can imagine, I am too tired of the political rhetoric, and I just want to get straight into the issues. One of City Council's, Queen Park's, and
Well, I like that.
Parliament's biggest problem is that they don't invest in IP, UX, UI, and they don't really.
Where was this? This is on the Tech TO YouTube. This was posted 2 weeks ago.
Understand the difference between technology softwares and hardwares. And we see this from the time that I had a clip-on pager with BlackBerry through my mom to now where we have smartphones and there has
Okay, wait, I thought this was a mayoral announcement. We're just talking tech?
been little to no investment in the intellectual property that people produce. Intellectual property is a human resource, and we do not treat it the same way that we treat natural resources that come out of the ground or even the relationships that we have. We don't invest in them, and we see this across the city with a lack of digital literacy across.
Definitely got to get those tech worker votes. True. The jacket is sick. I think Chloe Brown is got the fashion, the best fashion sense of all the candidates for sure.
Across generations. If the city was really serious about creating these solutions in housing and transit, they would look at their own data and actually give you the money to create user-friendly platforms and applications that get into the hands of residents. They would actually be setting up user testing for you across neighborhoods. They have the ability to do this, they have the money to do this, but they don't understand what tech is. And that is very clear from being a kid that has grown up in this city and watched tons of entrepreneurs leave, tons of artists leave, because the city loves to talk a big game, but they can't pay for it. And this is why, as a young person, I'm running, because I work at the Future Skills Center, and I had a portfolio of 26 projects across Canada who worked through the pandemic to deliver digital solutions. What that looked like was digital microfactories, which is one of my favorite products that I would love to bring to Toronto to relocalize supply chains. Now more than ever, manufacturing has been you can shrink it. And there's this opportunity to relax zoning so that manufacturers, maker spaces, 3D printing, and all the tools that we can need are closer to home. I just want to close by saying that there is this opportunity here to spread the wealth from downtown to North York, Scarborough, and Etobicoke, and make sure that there's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math for everyone, not just an exclusive few. Thank you.
Okay, well, sounds like she had a time limit there. Again, I had to dig for this video. Probably not the best introduction, but then at the same time, it's like, why can't I find a clear statement about what her campaign is all about? It's if it's not on the front page of her Twitter, it should be on the front page of her website, right? And it sounds like she's a techie person who believes in like tech solutions, and I think that's great. I just don't know if that is the type of branding that is going to galvanize people to come out and vote. But kind of an interesting figure. I guess that kind of does reflect the more corporate branding vibes that you get compared to Olivia Chow. It feels like more of like a grassroots vibe. And then Josh Matlow, you just get family man Matlow. All right, so moving on, we also have I guess there was some beef between Brad Bradford and Mark Saunders. I guess we'll see more about that. So yeah, we have Brad Bradford, real name, which is just remarkable that anybody named Bradford would name their child Brad or Bradley. Is his real name Bradley, or is it like Bradiger? I don't know. It's just like the ugliest name, so I don't know why. Why? I don't know why. Like, yeah, I know. His name literally could be Bradford. Like, is Brad short for Bradford is the real question. Don't trust anyone with double names like that. Plus, he has Ford in his name. It's almost like this weird, like, Ontario thing. There's always people with, like, Ford in their name. And it's really weird. I do like his website landing in so much as there's a video here. Although, personally, I would definitely put a picture of him above the, at the top of the site. Again, he's going for, like, the white male dad vibes here. I find this pretty awkward. I don't think I would feel comfortable using my partner and children as part of my political campaign. even if like all of the experts or whatever were like, yeah, you need to do that since like you are a family person, like you need to use that as part of your platform, I'd be like, nah. I'd be like, forget it. Like, my campaign is going to be about myself and the people that I represent. I will probably leave my family like out of it, you know? And I do like, there's a video here. I assume it's the same video that's pinned here.
Toronto.
I already hate it. Is it the same one? I hate Can I just say that I hate this?
Toronto.
Okay, it's the same one. This is 1 minute 11 seconds. This is 1 minute 11 seconds. Okay, let's just watch it on YouTube because they got better subs. It sounds like, oh, they've already got their own embedded subs. Okay. Yo, what's up, Mike? Have you seen his Jamaican patty vid? No, but if you could please link that, please do. I gotta say though, I love Jamaican patties. I went to the store, the corner store close to my house where they sell them yesterday and ate two. They're so good. Yes, lightly salted. I know, right? So tired of the political walking videos. It's like such a vibe, and it's not a good one. Is this the guy that's gonna rip up bike lanes? I'm not actually sure, but by the looks, and also, can we just say that like this jacket sucks? This outfit sucks. The drip is bad. The drip is bad. Can you just ever imagine using, like, tucking in your dress shirt into your jeans? Why would you do that?
Toronto. My name is Bradford, and I'm running.
I'm sorry, it's funny. My name is Bradford. Bro, drop out. Like, that's enough is enough. Drop out.
For mayor because our city needs someone to take action on the challenges we're facing.
All right, hate this music. What is going on? What is this clapping and like the funky bass line? You know?
I'm trained as an urban planner, and I became a Toronto city councillor. I'm a husband to Catherine, who shares my passion for city planning.
All right, I guess his wife is also a city planner. Jeez.
I'm a dad to a toddler with seemingly unlimited energy.
Wait, what? His toddler has unlimited energy, and that... Okay.
Maybe she gets some of that from me.
Maybe she gets some of that from me. Oh God, this is super cringe.
I'm running for mayor because I love this city, but a love for Toronto isn't going to be enough to stop the decline. We need strong, bold action from our next mayor. I've seen local government firsthand, and City Hall isn't getting the basics right. There's too much talk, debate, deferral, and delay on the solutions we need right now for the problems facing Toronto. City Hall isn't moving fast enough. Everything in this city is just too expensive. We need to make living, renting, and buying more than just a dream. People don't feel safe.
Oh God, I hate this so much. Why was Unlimited so emphasized like that? Yeah, I know. Is he trying to do everything in one video? I don't know. Creepy coat. That's what I'm saying. The coat is particularly bad, right? That, I know, the collar as well. Why has he got his collar like this? And he's walking too fast? Yeah, I feel stressed out watching this video. Like, you know, way too much. I feel like it's like overproduced, you know? It makes you really appreciate this Olivia Chow video. It's 53 seconds of her just talking at a press conference, and it's stronger than this like overproduced garbage.
Taking transit, and I don't blame them.
Okay, there we go. People don't feel safe taking transit, and you don't blame them, motherfucker. I doubt you take transit.
And I don't blame them. We need to take action to restore your confidence.
Like, why are like the text things like so aggressive? I hate it.
We need to take action to restore.
It's like, Jesus Christ. All right, this motherfucker needs to take action and go to the city hall and change his name from Bradford to, like, I don't know, Dougford or something.
For your confidence. And let's be honest, it's almost impossible to get around the city. We need to take action to get people moving. Less talk, more action, because that's what our city needs.
You know, he says he's a good planner, But then you look at his outfit that he chose for this video, and it makes me think you should have spent a little bit more time in pre-production, because like this is ugly. So all right, wait, where's the Jamaican patty link go? Let's go. Okay.
Wouldn't be a trip to Scarborough without stopping in at Patty King. You see them at all the TTC stations. This is where they're made. This is where you get them. It's that delicious Scarborough cuisine that we all love.
What? Why? I feel like this is like imagine thinking this is a good idea. It's just like embarrassing. I bet you he gets torn apart for this. When Bradford feels the heat, he ups the post about local businesses, photo ops with brown people, and cancer charities, but he goes back to his usual ways. Right. And then I do just need to take a moment here and look at the quote tweets. No, but seriously, even a day later, I can't get over the Scarborough cuisine. There must be people of a dozen ethnicities on my block, but sure, dude, we're all eating Subway patties. It just seems like you're trying way too hard to like virtue signal that you're a local, and it's like the hello fellow kids vibe, you know? It's like, bro, you don't need to do this. And then yeah, isn't Bradford's whole thing just like that he voted on defunding the police, but now he's like flipped the script on it. His target audience is like other white dudes who like need like external validation that they're still cool and still young and hip and with it, you know? Like it's definitely the old guy trying to fit in vibes. You know, he's kind of like at that age too. Like what is he, like in his 30s, where he's like his youth is like slipping, basically where I'm at, except I'm like kind of more accepting of the fact that I'm getting old. I haven't been cool for like 10 years. It's okay though, you know? It's okay. So him and Mark Saunders had a little exchange, I guess. So let's set the record straight about crime in Toronto.
People in this election want to talk about defund the police. So let's talk about it. I want to make two things crystal clear for everybody. I've always stood with the men and women who keep us safe.
Okay, so he's pro-police.
I've been on council for 5 years, and each year I've voted to support the police chief's budget. I've also voted for new approaches to long-standing problems because the status quo isn't working. The defund the police.
All right, so I guess what he's trying to thread the needle here, that like he votes for the police, but he also believes in reform. Police need more resources, more equipment, which is funding the police. So basically, really bad political strategy, in my opinion. He's like, by trying to make everyone happy, you will essentially make everyone unhappy, and you're leaving way for Mark Saunders, who is obviously very much pro-police because he's the former chief of police. You know, to dunk on you. Your actions speak louder than your words. You voted to defund the police. You voted. Oh. Okay, we're going to the actual thing. You voted to ban police from carrying defensive weapons. You voted against police investing in pedestrian city. The funny thing is, if Bradford had just tweeted this out with check marks instead of X's, I'd be like, all right, maybe Bradford is cool. But instead he's trying to like suck up to the police, and then they're like making fun of him for being like even the teeniest little bit progressive, right? So like Bradford, like if anyone should drop out at this point, it's probably Bradford. Let's see the quotes. Not even listening to either of these guys. Not y'all on Twitter beefing like bitches when you need to be outside campaigning. I mean, you know, they are being bitches. That is 100% sure, but you know, Twitter is part of the battleground, I think. Actually, I'm not sure how much social media game actually helps a campaign. It is this person is right. Let me take that back. It is all about ground game at the end of the day. So I was going to do Anna Bailao next, but since we just talked about Mark Saunders, maybe we should skip to Mark Saunders. So, all right, we got a video background to the website. Personally, I hate this design. I really don't like this design on the website. It's garbage. It's really distracting too. Like it makes reading the text hard. I've been here for like 10 seconds already and I have had no desire to read the text. And then like you have this cutout of him here. It looks like they've put like a feathering around him, probably a white feathering, maybe symbolic. Even though he is a black man, he is also a cop. And so, therefore, you can conclude that he is surrounded by an aura of whiteness. Mark Saunders, protect Toronto's future. So, definitely the fear-mongering, pro-police vibes. Of course, he's the former chief of police. Mark Saunders is a strong leader with the expertise to solve Toronto's major problems. I'd say this is way too much text to have on your landing page. We've had enough of City Hall insiders. I'm running to be the next mayor of Toronto. There's way too much text here. It should just say like vote for Mark Saunders. Safety on the TTC, making your choice, TTC safety plan. This is the same. Why would you? This is the same thing twice, Mark. You could have just put 2 panels. Or you could have just put 3 panels and made the third one something different. But okay. And then we got a video here. This is my least favorite of all the websites so far. These are just emojis. These aren't even custom made. I'm pretty sure. Like this is just the emoji, right? Yeah. This is just so it's like you can definitely very easily custom make something like this, or even just buy them for like $1 so that you don't have these like ugly ass check marks. Okay, but let's watch the video.
It's time to be honest.
All right, I already feel like I'm about to get like scolded. I feel like I'm at like my friend's dad's house already, and like we got caught smoking weed. And we're about to get like the talking to.
The city's broken. Years of failure and waste at City Hall. Insiders worried about public bike lanes instead of public safety. We started to normalize violence on TTC and in our communities.
He tweeted today something about naloxone kits. We did cover that at the very beginning of this segment already. Yeah. Web designer for Mark Saunders should be fired. True.
We have a city that's always.
But you know what? I say just keep it. You know, this is good for us.
Under construction, but they can never seem to build anything. Gun violence, lawlessness, it's all out of control. You have to call out the status.
If only there was somebody, if only the police could do something about any of these issues. It turns out they can't.
Status quo for what it is, a failure. It's the only way we're going to.
It's funny though, right? He's calling this a failure. It's like, bro, the status quo has been conservatives and you're a conservative. So like, if this is a failure, this is a failure of conservatism.
Fix things. My name is Mark Saunders. I've worked with.
Okay, so it is Saunders.
At-risk youth in community housing. I've worked on the ground with Toronto's most disadvantaged communities. I know.
This video is also really bad. The music is too loud.
How to help people who have lost their faith in the system. I've seen the city.
Like, if you're gonna have inspirational music in the background, you can't be speaking in a soft voice as well. You know, I'm actually surprised that he's speaking in a soft voice. Like, when people want, his entire brand is to be firm, right? He wants to be firm with the law. He's a police officer. I feel like he's going against his instincts here, and it's really silly.
At its very best and at its very worst. And I've watched it change, and not always for the better. This race is about us versus political insiders.
And I hate this music. Is that Josh Matlow? So as he says political insiders, he's pointing to Josh Matlow. He's the political insider, though. Mark Saunders is the political insider. He literally used to work for Doug Ford. So this is big projection energy as well.
The status quo.
He's the status quo. He's the chief of police, and conservatives have run the city for like a decade. What is he talking about? This is him versus the status quo. Insane.
Insiders who want to defund the police, who like how.
Yes. The status quo of defunding the police, because as we all know, you know, we only got 1% to go until the police in North America are completely defunded. We've already got 99%, and we just gotta get that last 1% off. You know what? And it's just like such a joke. The Black Lives Matter movement is a huge failure, you know, and we've defunded like absolutely zero police. So like the fact that he's fear-mongering about this idea that has never been enacted and has not been successful is an absolute joke.
How things are going. We need strong leadership to push back, both on our streets and on city council. We need to focus on criminal justice. We can't just arrest our way out.
Criminal justice, like, do we? We don't need to focus on you're not focused on justice. You're a fucking conservative.
Out of every problem. We need more mental health supports, but we need to start with the.
Wait, he actually said we need more mental health supports, but
rule of law.
We need to start with the rule of law. He said like this. Okay, actually, I'm so confident now that Mark Sanders, his team is supposed to be super strong, but I feel like they're super out of touch. Why? All he had to do here was say, we need mental health supports and we need to start with the rule of law. That's literally all he had to do. And the fact that they didn't catch something like that is giving me confidence here. They said, but we need mental health supports, but first we need to pay more police officers.
I was a police officer for almost 38 years, a police chief, and a community activist. I'm a husband and a
community activist. I don't know if you're allowed to be a cop and a community activist. No offense.
And I want to be mayor of Toronto because enough is enough.
That's like the same slogan that people were using when like the lockdowns were happening. This is like the right wing thing. They were like, enough is enough with these lockdowns and vaccines. It's like, okay, you know, we're just trying to save some lives here. Police chief out of touch? No. Boomers still vote, and there's a lot of boomers in TO. Yeah, I know. But I think in that sense though, like because he's doing the whole soft voice while also saying that he's going to be tough on crime, there's, you know, a lot of this sadly is just like vibes based, and he's like giving the vibe of one thing and then saying another thing. I think that's not going to resonate very strongly. Ends with a vague threat. Yeah, enough is enough. Vote Mark Sanders or I will, you know, shoot you in the streets. And if I see you overdosing out there, I'm not going to save you with a naloxone kit because, you know, police have not been trained to do that because we haven't funded them enough. So I don't know. Very weird. You know, not feeling it. Is this the same video too?
What is happening in our city? Crime and disorder.
How much production is he doing on this?
Is out of.
Honestly, I'm telling people, like, if you want to run for mayor, all you need is a simple setup like this. All right, you just do this setup with a webcam in your kitchen or you're in your office, and like you just talk to the people, do a 45-second video, very simple, and that's all you need. Look at this, all this production value, such a waste.
Out of control, and the city politicians are failing us. I'm Mark Saunders.
What is this beat too?
And I'm running to be your mayor. I was a cop for
What is this beat?
38 years, and I've never seen things this bad. And nowhere is it worse than on the TTC. We can and must get at the root causes of crime, but we have to put a stop to the violence right now. As your mayor, I will immediately take.
Like, this is like, I feel like scared. Like, I feel like I'm watching a trailer for a movie, and it's like I'm going into like a horror show.
The following steps to protect commuters and staff on the TTC. Here's what I'll do. I'll increase the number of TTC special constables to 200 to start and get them out from behind the desk and on patrol.
So this issue, like it has already been debunked that, you know, there's not even an increase in crime on the TTC. There is an increase in coverage. So, you know, of course, fear mongering is serves a function, and you know what that function is? To fund the police.
And I'll transfer responsibility for the Special Constable program to the Toronto Police Service.
What?
For the Special Constable and I'll transfer responsibility for the Special Constable program to the Toronto Police Service.
His entire platform is like, I'm gonna give the police everything they want.
We'll make sure special constables have body cams.
And we're gonna be living in a police state.
I'll introduce new assist buttons across the TTC, and I'll make sure the
Really? What happens when you press the SOS button? I don't want to live in a city where there's SOS buttons everywhere. You know, like I want to live in a city where I just feel safe. And you know what doesn't make me feel safe? When I accidentally press the SOS button because it's so crowded on the transit. You know, like, and then the cops show up by accident.
TTC creates a minimum lighting standard at stops. You can read my plan at Mark Saunders.
Okay, lighting is good. I like that.
For Toronto.ca. This election is a choice between.
Oops. What happened?
Election is a choice between crime and chaos versus law and order.
Law and order. This is like whole Republican shit.
Enough is enough. Let's protect Toronto's future together.
You know what? You know what he does have going for him in defense? His first name is different than his last name, you know? He could have been named Saunders, but his parents had some goddamn sense, at least that much goddamn sense, all right? So don't count him out yet. Yes, this is definitely Mark Saunders. Yo, what's up, RJ? What is increased TTC cops going to do to help? Absolutely nothing. Yes, exactly. Saunders. That's right. Okay, so there's some other ones, but they're probably boring, and they're probably not going to matter in the end. So this is Anna Bailao, whose name kind of like makes me hungry for Chinatown food. But I don't know if they're Chinese at all. So they are basically John Tory's stooge. They basically voted 100% in line with John Tory. So if you really want John Tory back, but you wanted him as a woman, you could vote for Anna Bailao. And I heard she's not even bi, which is misleading branding. I'm not sure. She's got 3 videos. So that's like a lot of videos and more than I'm willing to watch. What if maybe there's one that's posted to her Twitter? I'd watch that one. Okay, let's go. Terrible URL? What is the URL? AnnaBailao.ca. What do you mean? That seems pretty obvious. You mean for Mark Saunders? Mark Saunders for Toronto.ca. I'm not sure. I gotta say, I don't like, he used the green check mark as his, what do you call it? Favicon here. I gotta say, that's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's rate the favicons really quick, all right? Olivia Chow, useless. You can't read that. Josh Matlow, again, going with the logo. Chloe Brown is actually not bad. Chloe Brown, CB for TO. It could be bigger. I would make the text even bigger to fill out that favicon space, but they probably needed to fit it in a circle as well. Honestly, I would get it down just to CB. Let's see what else. We got Bradford, useless, can't read that. Mark Saunders is a green check mark, which is, I guess, makes sense because it's an election, but still, it's not like branding. Chris Sky, which we'll get to in a moment. I don't know what that is. If it came down to just voting based on favicons, Mitzie Hunter, I can't tell what her favicon is. Anna Bailao had my vote. Anna Bailao has my vote when it comes to a straight up favicon game, all right? It's an A. A for Anna. That's all you need for a favicon. If you don't know what a favicon is, it's the little logo when your website gets like minimized like that. Anyways, this is silly, but let's watch.
My story is about a 15-year-old girl arriving in Toronto with her family and filled with hope.
I gotta say, I hate the music. Like, just get the music out of these overproduced election campaigns. 45 seconds, just you talking to the camera, telling us who you are, what you're about. That's all you need.
Toronto puts its arms around her and gave her a home enriched by community, diversity, and opportunity.
The very unrelatable story. It's like, hey, I came here as an immigrant and I was embraced without any struggle or adversity. Just like just like every immigrant story, it was a perfect success and there was no struggle involved. The end. Happily ever after.
My name is Anna Bailao and I love this city. I'm running for mayor to make sure that Toronto works for everyone. Working families, youth, seniors, people of all backgrounds and ethnicities, even 15-year-old girls who are...
You know, I feel like when you say like I'm here to represent all backgrounds and ethnicities, it's like saying in conclusion, and it's like, well, if this was really a good conclusion, I would know that you were concluding without saying in conclusion to start that final concluding paragraph. You know, it's like if I knew you were fighting for all backgrounds and ethnicities, it would be pretty evident like in your video instead of having to straight up say it.
15-year-old girls who are just arriving to call Toronto home. I'll start with my plan to fix city services. Torontonians deserve a clean, safe and reliable TTC. Clean and safe public parks and public streets, garbage bins that aren't falling apart, and easier access to youth recreation programs.
Again, I would say music is too loud and voice is not clear enough. I don't know, like, how come they don't spend more time on these things? Nurses, pensioners, popular sorts of people. That's right. This is, to me, I'm so asleep on this video.
I've served on our city council for 12 years, including as your deputy mayor, where I focused on
the music makes me like blank out and like turn off my brain.
Our affordable housing crisis. We need to build more housing that working people, our youth and seniors can afford. I want to be mayor for all Torontonians, to fix our services, build more housing, and to make our lives more affordable. We can do it together, Toronto. Please, join our team. Let's do this.
Sorry. Oh, we got to do that one more time.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Sorry. At this, I feel like Anna Bailao has no shot. If you like John Tory, we think you'd love Anna Bailao. Basically, yeah. She honestly should have that would have been better. That actually would have been better. If it was a 10-second video and it was like just her and she's like, if you like John Tory, then you'd love me. Vote for Anna Bailao. Let's do this. And then like, that would be it. Honestly, that would have been better than this. She would get more votes that way as well. Because like some people just want John Tory back. And like you should at least try to win them. Mitzie Hunter, I believe. Again, I don't know what's going on. I feel like there's probably someone who's going to drop out before the end of this. They already have a job. They're already MPP. So why I don't understand these people who are like, hey, I'm already an elected official, but what if I was a different type of elected official? It's like you focus on the people you're already representing. What, like, it's this, my concern with someone like this is that they're abandoning their constituents. But because we can't have anything nice, Bailao is being positioned as a progressive. She is. I did not get that vibe at all. So, okay, this is Mitzie Hunter as well. And then we're going to get to Chris Sky.
I love Toronto. This is a city that is full of life and culture. I'm Mitzie Hunter. I'm running to be the mayor of Toronto.
But you already have a job.
As mayor, I'll be taking on safety on the TTC.
Why they always put these like clapping songs? Like like what if we had like stomp music in the background while you were giving your campaign pitch? Why?
I want Toronto to be a city that is safe, where TTC is safe for everyone who rides it. We need to make sure that Toronto is a livable city.
Okay, so she is a liberal, but she's always wearing blue in these photos.
A livable city. I'll be ensuring that we have affordable and accessible housing.
Whenever I run for office, it'll be pure lo-fi beats because they're free to use.
We must be climate resilient. I will be a champion for the environment and for reducing our environmental footprint. This is the city that I grew up in. My city, Toronto. I want our city to be a place where people will have opportunity. It's time we move forward so that Toronto is a city that works for everyone. It's about Toronto. It's about time.
I don't dislike this video. It's a little chaotic. I don't really know what it's about. It makes me want to like go to Toronto. It doesn't make me want to like vote for Mitzie Hunter so much as it makes me want to like, you know what? Maybe I will spend the weekend in Toronto and like contribute to their tourism industry. Like it seems like a fun place to be, but I don't know if it's something that will get votes. Affordable housing as camera pans over the sea of single family homes that are exactly the problem. True. Yeah, it's there it is right there. Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand. If you already are holding like political office, like do your job. Like if I guess if in her defense though, right? Like if you were a liberal at the provincial level, I wouldn't really want to do my job either. Like that, like nobody wants to do that job. Maybe this is also a move. Like she can maybe like get some high profile from this race and then maybe run. They're at interim leader for the provincial Liberals, right? So like, why doesn't she just run to be the leader of the provincial Liberals in Ontario? I don't know. Maybe this is all geared towards that, but it's just like, why not just do your job that you already have? Okay. So last person here, Christopher Sky, aka Chris Sakocha or something like that. First of all, can we just talk about this branding? Look at this. This is the branding that you get when you're like walking by like the nightclub and they're trying to tell you what's going on this weekend. And it's like, oh wow, like the shittiest rapper you've never heard of is performing at the shittiest nightclub you've never been to this weekend. And like this is the piece of cardboard paper that they hand you when you're like, come on out. It's only fucking $125 for a bottle of Bacardi. This is the exact same branding as that. It honestly does feel like a joke. Like it feels like a joke. You can tell it's whoever made this is the same person who makes the far right propaganda posters as well. Like very little knowledge of design. Just hideous. Just a hideous mix of text and logos, the background and like fonts. Like how many different fonts are on here? Like the website is a different font. This is a different font. This is a different font. This VIP is a different font. The Real is a different font. Chris Sky is a different font. There's like 10 fonts on here going on, and they're all competing with the loudest idiot in Ontario. And it's just wild energy. Chris Guy is not even his real name. And who knows if that'll even be on the ballot. I saw that there's some videos here. They're like hour long each. Okay, well, 12 minutes. But they're on King Nico, who is like a known like COVID denying transphobe. They're all like on his YouTube. This isn't even on Chris Guy's own YouTube channel. But he has them linked on his website, which is just insane. He's a flat earther. Really, I don't follow these far right crazy folks. But okay, and then you can buy tickets to his gala. Imagine $2,000. Okay, this tells you everything you need to know about what's actually going on here. This is not a serious bid to be the mayor of Toronto. This is a grift. Even on like Mark Sanders' site, you're not going to see shit like, hey, what if you gave me $2,000? That's insane. You know, like he could take a note from Mark Sanders. Like, you do this behind the scenes, but you know, this is above board here. And like for the $2,000 VIP ticket experience to the Chris Guy Gala, you get a ticket that looks slightly different than the original ticket. You know, like, it's insane. Actually insane. He literally feels like it's like Oliver Jewelry branding like going on here. You just get the sense that you're getting grifted by this information. So, you know, this is the pin tweet here. I wasn't even sure if this was the legit account. The funniest thing about this too, I'm pretty sure this is the only verified account because he's paying for Twitter Blue. All of the other serious actual candidates don't have verified Twitter Blue accounts, which isn't this just like what a world we live in? You know, like you can tell it's legit because they're not verified by Twitter Blue. Insane.
Good morning, everybody. Remember?
Good morning, motherfucker. It's the afternoon.
Remember when I made a video talking about the new and up-and-coming climate change scam where they're going to convince you that you need to track your so-called carbon footprint?
Okay, wait, what? This is his pin tweet. Hashtag Mayor of Toronto. Okay.
And they're going to use that to limit virtually everything you do, starting with plane travel, car travel. And I even said they're going to try to regulate the foods you eat. In particular, they're going to try to prevent you from eating meat. And they're going to say it's because it's too harmful for the environment. So now they're going to use food as an excuse for you to track your so-called carbon footprint and to try and limit the specific types of food you are allowed to eat. And guess what they want to push on you? They want you to be
vegetables. I hate vegetables.
Plant-based or vegan because they know that will make you weak. That will make you sick. That will make you easier
That's not
to
necessarily
control.
true.
This is what this whole climate change agenda is about. Stopping you from traveling.
He has nice teeth. Like his orthodontist did good work, you know? It's just that the rest of his face is ugly, though.
Stopping you from eating what you want. Stopping you from doing what you want.
Who is stopping you from eating meat? Like, just go outside.
And there's only one candidate that's even talking about this in a negative way.
It's fake teeth? Really?
All the other candidates are going to tell you how amazing this is for you and how you need to stop.
Wait, what? Imagine the other candidates were like, be a vegan? That would be political suicide.
Need to stop driving your car. Need to stop going on these airplanes because you're a bad person that's destroying the environment. None of them are going to tell you that this is all a government scheme that's all about control because they're part of the government and they want to control you.
Wait, isn't he running to be part of the government?
I'm the only person that's going to tell you the truth, and I'm the only person that's going to stop this bullshit.
Wow. I'm so inspired. This is actually unhinged. The funny thing is, this is the style of content that I want. It's just them holding their phone and talking to us directly, but he's just unhinged about it.
Toronto residents have been suffering transportation poverty for too many years. Transportation poverty means that low-income neighborhoods are suffering the socioeconomic harm associated with the lack of access to public transportation. Problems like inconsistent funding, affordability, and priority given to carbon-centric infrastructure have all deteriorated the confidence in the public transportation services.
Wait, am I about to agree with this motherfucker? What's going on? Like, he got real serious all of a sudden. Like, he's like, I'm like, yeah, actually, sure. Accessibility and affordability of transportation in the city of Toronto. Okay, let's go.
We need to strengthen our underground subway network by adding more subway lines. This will relieve traffic congestion, reduce commute times, and expand accessibility to improve the confidence in public transportation services.
Why is the audio quality so bad? Oh wait, this is look how big his mouth is. Like, that is impressively large mouth.
I, Chris Sky, pledge that I will make public transportation safer, more affordable, accessible.
Why is it zooming? It's zooming.
Available and expanded to all residents of Toronto. Subways are undeniably better for the commuter system. They are faster and they are cleaner for the environment when compared to other methods of transportation. I want to also reduce the cycle of poverty and improve the environment by introducing more subways across the city through public and private partnerships. I propose the
I love how like serious he is in this video compared to the last one. Like, Jesus, bro, you were just talking about how all the other candidates were gonna like tell you to go vegan, and now this is like serious like policy stuff.
Establishment of a new City of Toronto Subway Corporation that will seek private investments to build more subway lines. This will create jobs, increase GDP, and improve the overall quality of life in our world-class city of Toronto. Thank you.
It's just like, it's so crazy that he got so serious so quick. We're the only candidate offering a real plan. All right. Wow, vote for Chris Sky, everybody. All of a sudden he cares about the environment? Yeah. Wasn't he just saying how like trying to control what you eat and become vegan, they'll say it's for the environment, but it's really about control. And then suddenly here he's like, we need to save the environment. Can't afford a teleprompter, so he's got a big sign to read right in of the camera. That I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. The only thing about this is that, he's a content creator. Look at the zoom here. He should have better audio quality than this. Come on. Like, you're a content creator. You got the nice setup with the nice fireplace, and why is the audio quality bad? That's my only complaint about this. So then he did a poll also. Who is your choice for mayor of Toronto? A real poll. And then when was this? I don't know. April 17th. He only included Saunders, Bailao, Matlow. And then, of course, on your own Twitter account where all your followers follow you, all your supporters support you, he won by 80%. Yeah, I know. He won, right? Election's over. And I was just joking about how like Twitter polls are useless, and like polls in general are useless, let alone Twitter polls being especially useless, I don't know. There's more here. The drip is also so weird.
I, Chris Sakosha, pledge to hire 1,000 more emergency service members.
Wait, what? He's gonna hire more cops too. Also, he should probably just stick with one name, right? Like, am I voting for Chris Sky? Am I voting for Chris Sakosha? Who am I voting for here, Chris?
More police officers means safer streets.
No, he's pro-police? I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's far right.
More paramedics mean faster response times and better care.
He do be looking like he might need a paramedic sometime soon.
More firefighters means safer homes and safer communities.
does look also like he's about to set the world on fire.
I truly believe that the investment in the modernization and increased staffing of our emergency services will truly benefit the communities as well as the economy.
It's so weird to see this like serious shtick. You can tell that he's like looking up at something to like read it, but like it's so weird to see him like serious like this and also dressed like this. like what is going on? He feels like he's about to just like get super drunk after this with his friends.
We need to show these members the appreciation they deserve. We need to look after them so they can look after us.
Just rent like a table so that instead of having your friend hold the phone while you film this, you can just like lean it up against something so it just like stays still.
And I pledge to make Toronto the safest city in Canada.
Wow, look at the production quality on that zoom there. He's like, wow. I hate how entertaining he is because his campaign is clearly a farce, but you can't look away. Yeah, I know. It is kind of concerning. Like this has what, 80,000 views? You know, his tweets are doing much better than Mark Sanders. Although, like, let's face it, you would like his followers are probably all over Canada and not based in Toronto anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Is this a skyline of Toronto? Probably yes. You know, it's probably, look at this skyline right here. Oh god. Okay, yeah, and this is his actual account. It has the fucking Matrix. Look at this. He's Neo. In his mind, he's Neo. And the obvious joke here is that he's neo-Nazi. Most of his engagement is from outside of Toronto. Yeah, for sure. As we do with Chuds most evenings. Yeah, this is why I don't know enough about it, because I'm not tuned into like the mayor's the actual mayor. The mayor, McCheese. We're not tuned into his stream often enough. So that is about it. Yeah, mayor for mayor. Yeah, exactly. I'm down for that. So those are the main candidates there. That was a much longer segment than I was intending it on being, but I think that gives us a sense of what the race is going to be like. I feel like that's pretty fun just to be super critical of all of their branding and all of that. So, you know, good times, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you are interested and you would like to follow myself, my homie Tutaro, on any of my social media, you know, we're going to be streaming the Toronto election live on the night that it happens, which is Monday, June 26th. And, you know, we'll see you then.